Okay, my bold and the beautiful fans, we got to talk about today's episode. Deacon confronts Bill about his loneliness. Brooke preaches of her self-respect to Ridge, and Taylor holds out hope for Ridge Forrester. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. This is your bold and the beautiful recap for December 1st. And without any further ado, let's talk about what went down in LA today. So we start out over at Brooke's place, where Ridge is trying to explain to her that Thomas used an app to call CPS on himself and frame her.
This whole time I thought it was you that called child services. It's Thomas. He's using some kind of app on the kid's phone. What?
How is that even possible?
I don't know. But it is, because it sounded just like you. Thomas got what he wanted. Walked away from you, or walked away from my life. And turned to Taylor.
So yeah, Ridge says his son played all of them. Brooke wishes that he had just told her about the call so they could have got to the bottom of it. And of course, why didn't he believe in her? Of course, he's not taking accountability. Brooke demands all of the details.
Leave anything out.
Don't leave anything out. I'll try. I don't know that I understand any of this myself. You, okay. Child services. Right after you threatened that you would call them, if there was anything else.
I was upset and worried when I said that, Ridge. I never would have handled things that way. Thomas is your son. Come to you first.
I know that. You think I would know that? You think there's a lot of us that know. Stuff that happens right under my nose, like watching Douglas. Him every day, I thought he was preoccupied. I thought maybe he was in trouble with some kids at school. I don't know. I didn't know he was being abused by my son in my father's house. That's my boy, that's my son.
I can't believe this. I mean, I knew that Thomas was somehow involved, but never in a million years would I ever think he would do anything like this.
So Ridge gives his watered down version and recap what happened. He claims he didn't see any of this happening under his nose. He got choked up about explaining how his grandson was being abused by his son right in front of him. And Brooke says no more professional help from Taylor. He needs real help.
Needs some serious professional help, and I'm not talking about Taylor.
I agree.
You're just learning about all of this?
Douglas found some recordings on his phone and played it for Steffi, and Steffi confronted Thomas. And then she told me. And then she stopped the wedding.
Okay. So, Steffi and Douglas and Thomas, they are the ones who knew about this. What about Taylor?
Taylor knew.
Taylor knew. Taylor knew what did. And she didn't tell you the truth?
Now, Brooke, it was 7 minutes, not like she known for 7 days. And there's some truths that you held on that you didn't tell within 24 hours. So let's not be hypocritical here. But Ridge did say that Taylor would have told him, and he came because the truth is out and he wanted to apologize. And she goes on to point out that he's been sleeping in the bed with another woman, leaving her heartbroken.
It's really taken a beating over the years, you know. And mostly because I would do anything to get whatever it is that I wanted at the moment, including you. But I'm not like that anymore. Every time I look in the mirror, I like the woman that I see. And I admire her, I respect her. And I won't take anything I deserve. And now, it's your to figure it out. Figure out what you admire in yourself, Rich. What you want out of your life. I can't do it for you.
With all of the blame shifting and the violins that Ridge played, Brooke can't just open her heart to him because this back and forth has to stop, and he is the one to do it. Now, what does he want out of life is a good question. Whatever it is, though, Brooke says she will always love him. He'll always love her too, but he needs to take some time. Brooke says that he'll always be her everything, but that's not important as her self-respect. And she won't take anything less than what she deserves. And she tells him to go figure out what he wants. And as he does, he heads for the door. She stops him, gives him a hug. He leaves, and she holds her ring. I wish these two would figure it out. Either just stay together or move on with their life. So, back over at Eric's estate, the blame is being tossed everywhere. Thomas blames his sister. Steffi blames him for the mess that they are in, and she accuses him of putting his son in a terrible position, and Thomas just don't see the big deal.
Oh, no, don't you put this on me. You're the one who created this mess. Using the app, pinning the CPS call on Brooke, that was all you.
That's your loyalty to our mom and dad.
Are you saying this right now? What you did was awful. Not to mention what you did to your own son.
That was just fine.
No thanks to you. You told him to keep a secret. You put him in a terrible position. What parent does that, Thomas?
I'll make it up to him.
You say that so cavalierly, like it's no big deal. It's a big deal.
Steffi,
A
just
very big
leave
deal.
it alone.
Stop. Both of you, I cannot handle this right now.
You shouldn't handle this right now. You should be married if it wasn't for Steph.
Me, I'm responsible.
Yes.
No, this is all on you. This is your fault.
So with all of this blame being tossed from back and forth between brother and sister, Taylor is still holding out on hope for Ridge.
Right, and he'll come back and we'll have a wedding.
You see what you're putting him on? This could have been one of the happiest days of her life. What you did was so dishonest and terrible, Thomas. But the saddest part is, I think you would do it all over again if it meant getting your way.
Steffi, of course he would have. He can't stand Brooke just as much as Brooke can't stand him. So of course. Now both mom and sister thought he changed, but Taylor also thought telling Ridge the truth wouldn't get in the way of her getting married. But that was a complete lack of judgment.
I had to be happily married.
I wanted that too, but not like this, not based on lies and deception. Thomas, I thought you changed. I really did.
Yeah. I thought so too. You know what else I thought? I thought that me and your dad wouldn't make a difference to us getting married. But I was wrong.
And you can tell, obviously, Taylor is hanging on Ridge's word of, I'm just going to go set the matter straight. She's hoping that it's not over. And again, that was a complete lack of judgment. It's clearly seen by the reaction of Ridge that that CPS call not being Brooke matters a lot. And so much so that he's not there. Now, Finn comes in and asks if there's going to be a wedding today. Steffi isn't now sure. Now, I was thinking she would have said nope. But yeah, look like she's holding out too. Now, Taylor knows that Steffi was in a difficult spot and is glad that she said something when she couldn't. Now, Steffi assures her that Ridge knows she was in a tough position. Not the way he told it to Brooke, but hey, Taylor would have told him everything the next day, but now she doesn't know what to expect.
The day, but I know how much my father loves my mother. And I am hoping they are gonna get married today.
Thomas lied.
I think all of this is wishful thinking, but Thomas is still blaming Steffi.
Disappointed. You blew everything sky high when you blabbed about it.
Do not attack Steffi for telling the truth. She's trying to fix your mess.
You were in a really difficult spot. And I'm glad you said something when you did. Because I wasn't going, I couldn't. It was our wedding day. Dad told me that us getting married had nothing to do with anything that Brooke did. And I challenged him. Mom, Dad knows you were in a tough position. Because of Thomas.
Correction. Thomas and your dad, Ridge. All of these promises, that check that he has to cash, that he wrote with his mouth and his words. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And the thing is, Taylor is still hanging on, even though she has doubt.
Tell him everything tomorrow. Now, I don't know what to expect.
Taylor, girl, I would say expect to be dumped or expect to dump him, because he's already tainted Brooke's vision with regards to what he told her about you. However, check out the brain idea of Mr. Thomas Forrester and his suggestion.
I just checked with Eric and Carter. There's still no word from Rich. Maybe I should go over to Brooks.
No! No, plus Dad needs some time to process things.
Process whether he's gonna kick me out of the company or the family.
Thomas, your father was very upset. We all were. But you are his son. Rich is never going back on you. Okay? There will be consequences. Thomas, you used this opportunity to tilt things towards Mom with Dad. They would have found her. Dad would have proposed to Mom despite the CPS call. I just wish you had faith in our parents.
I guess we'll find out faith I should have had, or whether Dad was lying to Mom all along.
We have no idea what's gonna happen, Thomas. We don't know. Why? Because of you.
I gotta give a shout out to Matt Atkinson, because the way he has Thomas having whatever detachment from reality, he actually think that going over to Brooke's house is just going to be okay after Ridge threatened to pretty much ostracize him. And now Brooke knowing what has happened, do you think that a conversation with her is going to go over well? But it doesn't stop there. Thomas is still blaming Brooke and Steffi.
Doesn't even begin to describe how I feel.
I just didn't stand around helplessly while Brooke destroyed our entire family. Exposed her and her wanting to call CPS on me.
Your lie was exposed. And now Dad is furious with you. We are all in limbo.
And you could have just kept your mouth shut and they'd be married right now.
Seriously, stop talking to your sister.
You know what? You've manipulated the situation all along to get them together. Now you grow a conscience.
All she did was speak up, Thomas. She told the right thing to do.
Even if that means you lose Dad forever?
Yeah, Taylor, what you gonna do? I mean, at this point, he might as well be sailing into the sunset. If I were you, I would be sailing into the sunset and leave him alone. Because clearly you know the answer to this question. And unfortunately, she just don't want to admit to it. So let's head over to Il Giardino, where we see a very rejected Bill sit at the bar. As he orders a drink, he's telling Paul, the bartender, about how women want him to grow and change, but they keep kicking him in the teeth. Now he sips, he grits his teeth, and as Bill stares, Deacon arrives, spots him, and he just shakes his head. Bill orders another drink until Deacon comes around and asks the big guy how he is.
To hang out here. I mean, I figured you'd be company or, putting some poor defenseless people out of work.
Deacon is surprised that Bill has the time to hang out there instead of gobbling up all those companies, as he loves a hostile takeover. Deacon says that this is no fun when Bill doesn't punch back. Do you really want that fight? But hey, Deacon can handle his own. He taunts him about striking out in the romance department.
It's on your mind and it's not
verbal jabs with a convict. Maybe Big Bad Bill's because, wait for it, you've been striking out in the romance department, huh? That's right, I know you've been sniffing around Brooke again. Pretty sure she shut you down. I mean, there's always Katie. Of course, you burned her so many times. I doubt she'll sign on for another tour of your betrayal and disappointment. I guess there's nothing left to do. Welcome to the Lonely Hearts Club, pal.
And you can tell Bill does not like that response because he is sneering at Deacon. However, Deacon, you need to be mindful because you have a so-called dead fugitive in your apartment. So I wouldn't speak so fast. Okay, so there you have it, your bold and the beautiful recap for Thursday, December 1st, 2022. Stay tuned for the Young and the Restless recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.